Welcome to Design Diary, the podcast where you get to look inside my board game design notebook as well as what's going on inside my head. We look at a new word each day from the sense of mechanics, tone, theme, or inspiration for a full game. Today's word is
Kitsch. Something that appeals to popular or lowbrow taste and is often poor quality. A tacky or lowbrow quality or condition. So, if you think of kitsch, you usually think of just, I think of bad art, but I don't know if that's 100% correct. Geraldine was amused by the kitsch sold in the roadside souvenir shop, but she wasn't tempted to buy anything. So just like artsy-fartsy junk. Think of like crafty stuff and, so as a, here, I'm going to read my notes. I think of this as so bad that it's good. And that might be a stretch of the definition. But I like to think of that. Like so bad that it's good in artwork. I have this painting of a cat smoking a cigarette wearing a hat, which is just, to me, it's invaluable in how great it is. Also, like you think of films that are so bad that they're good. Just cheesy old films and even ones that are intentionally made, just to be very, very, very cheesy. That's what I think of. But for a gaming sense, I thought of something that's meta. And I always do. But it was a game that appeals to the lowbrow taste, and taking some of the worst mechanics and trying to redeem them. Having terrible or dated art and just trying to get this entire package of like, I don't know, some sort of old school cheese into the game. So I thought things like roll and move or lose a turn, both of them are usually pretty hard they're pretty difficult to redeem. Roll and move, gives you no choices. Lose a turn basically just takes you out of the game. So you would really need to do something special with them. How can you make roll and move great? Maybe, the movement is not so much your destination, but, something that you're doing or actions or, in a worker placement sense, or you can move up to, or, you roll 2 dice and you have the choice. There's all those things that just, it's hard to make roll and move to redeem that. Lose a turn, maybe you lose the turn of what you intended to do and you have other options and things like that. I don't know that you can make a kitsch game have those and just it's so hard. Anyway, I guess one way to do roll and move is that it's not your path to win, but I really feel like that's a challenge that's beyond me today and even possibly forever. From a mechanics side, I just think of all those bad mechanics, or just the dated mechanics. And I think of old games that, so many of them were just, you roll, you get to your spot, you do it. But some of them had some really fun things going on. You think of like the VHS games and anything that you've seen on Flip the Table, essentially. And if you haven't seen Flip the Table, it's a great podcast. And now it's almost like it doesn't exist anymore, but there's a Facebook group for it where you just can follow all these cheesy, weird, and obscure games. And on the podcast, they would detail them and go into a deep dive with them, and it was great. That's exactly what kitsch makes me think of. It's just old game style that doesn't hold up anymore, but could it from a like a vintage sense if we brought out something new that felt really old. So anyway, from a theme side, I wrote collecting bad art. It's something that I do, and it's something that I love. I think curating bad art is even better, where you're running an art gallery of just absolutely terrible art, and you're trying to sell it. Kind of gets into that like snake oil territory, where it's a party game where you're just trying to, push this job or this position, but instead you're trying to push this bad art. I would love to see a multiplayer game, multi-role game, where one player creates something terrible and the other player has to describe it to the group and sell it as it's like the greatest thing ever. And I think that I can play that with just some paper and people and pens and pencils and nothing else. Somebody draws something and the other person has to sell it. Or maybe someone draws, like somebody draws something and everybody has to sell it, and then you're going to buy the one that you think is the best description, which is cool. And there's something interesting in there. And I'm sure that's been done. Like, I feel like that has to have been done. But yeah, from a theme sense, selling bad art, trying to buy something in a store that's filled with junk. And these are really hard themes to get emotionally attached to, but it's kitsch. You're not going to get emotionally attached. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had today. But I do have what I wanted to mention is I worked on a game that fit my first so bad it's good definition, and it's kind of stagnant. It's just kind of sitting, but it's called One Night in Miami, and the whole idea of it is that it looks and feels like an old, like, 80s style board game about, going to Miami, having to fight, tigers and ninjas and, fast cars and all these things that are just extreme, like 1980s versions of Miami. Colors are bright and colorful, and the whole idea is that you're cops, you're dropped in from helicopter, of course, and you're trying to capture all the tigers, defeat all the ninjas, get all the diamonds back, and make your way back overnight, and be the one that gets the job. You're rookie cops, or you're in training, and it's silly, and I would love to one day make it into something, because I feel like it captures that kitsch thing. Even if it was just like a print and play or something like that, it just captures that old school style in a way that some people replicate. Like, you see some things, like even like Dinosaur Island is kind of like that, but this was really going in on a little bit of the gameplay side as well. So trying to make it feel like that. So that was my one experience with kitsch. But my idea for kitsch would probably be that drawing game. I think drawing something and having somebody else have to interpret it, curate, and sell it. Maybe doing it on little post-it notes and gathering them into an art studio, and then trying to make a theme of everything and describe, the theme of your studio. I think that could be fun. I don't know. It's easy to try, though. Let me know if kitsch brought up anything. It's a hard word, but if it made you think of anything, definitely let me know. And we'll be back again tomorrow. It'll be me and Rob, and we'll see you then.